Okay, so in this video, I actually wanted to go over a couple of the fundamental principles that we use in order to help online coaching businesses book more appointments. Because at the end of the day, the goal is to get you to generate as much attention of the desired audience that you want to reach out to. So whether you're a fitness coach, is being able to generate the attention of the masses. Whether you're helping skinny people build more muscle, whether it's how would I say it, like more overweight people lose the weight. It's important that you're able to generate content and generate the attention of those people who are quasi interested in your field and what it is that you're offering them. That might be aligned towards the solution that you have for them at the end of the day, right? Whenever you're actually going to sell your coaching offer to them, right? That's the first part. And most of the time, from what I've realized, is there are a lot of like online coaching businesses that kind of like make themselves feel in a way that if they're not going as viral, if they're not going viral, they can't monetize, which is not the case. And I just pretty much in this video wanted to go over the processes that we use in order to go over this. Just really simple, high level overview. So let me just share my screen real quick. I'm going to use this chart and just go over the more fundamental steps and how you just actually get over these steps and how you can actually get to the point where you are signing booking appointments with the audience you already have. So as I already said, the first step, first and foremost, uh, attention is your ability to generate attention. That's where it all starts, right? Whether it is you creating content, whether you are running ads, whether you are um, create content, running ads, reaching out to people, whether it's people within your own personal network, they first and foremost need to know you exist. They first and foremost need to see you, understand what it is that you're doing in order to get them anywhere, right? And if you're able to, like I said, generate the attention of the right audience, that's where it first goes. But that is essentially what most people do. So most until this point, like I was saying, most online business, online coaches in general, they are good at creating. At least they create content, right? You create content, you get some engagement, you get maybe like 100 views here and there, maybe some get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You can even go viral, right? But they miss the point of after being able to generate attention, which is the next part. It's your ability to essentially start a conversation, to start a conversation with the people that you've generated attention from, because that's essentially where the sales process starts. That's essentially where you can start and see and qualify and see if there's any opportunity or possibilities for you to help them, right? So instead of just having them come to you, it's actually extremely important for you to reach out to the people you've been able to generate the attention of, start a conversation with them, and see if there's if there's a probability to turn them into an appointment. And how do you do that? First, you qualify. It's very simple. You start off with opening conversation, reaching out to them, asking them how they're doing, how they're enjoying the content, what's the reason for them following you. Is it that they themselves are looking to lose weight, build muscle, achieve their dream outcome? If that's the case, you can go deeper in that, asking them in ways of, um, is this something that you might need help with? And then you can go to the next step, which is pitching the appointment. And it's actually really important to understand that pitching the appointments is a lot different to pitching the offer, right? You're not selling them anything yet. The only thing that you're selling them is the opportunity to see if there's any way that you can help them, right? Because first, at the first part, the qualifying is just to see, are they experiencing the pain that you have the solution to. So whether your content is based on, like I said, on whatever it's based on, right? Just let's go on vague principle. If you can if you can qualify the pain points and get to the point where you understand what it is that they're struggling with, you understand what is keeping them up at night, right? And that's pretty much something you already know, because that's what you're basing your content on and generating their attention on in the first place. You start a conversation, you qualify to identify what those things are, and then you use those parts to pitch an appointment. So you spoke to them, Let's say we're just going to use the example of a fatter person want to lose weight and get shredded, right? You qualified them and understood that, oh, okay, this is something that he's dealing with. Um, this is something that he's dealing with. He actually wants to change it. He's tried many different things, but he hasn't been able to see the result yet. And then you can pitch the appointment in a way where, let's hop on a quick appointment to see in what way we can potentially help you get get to the point of losing the actual weight and at least attain the dream results. Because in that point you're kind of like contrasting them reaching and achieving the goal that they already wanted to have with a very simple appointment. If you just show up to an appointment, we can see how we can help you get this result, which just gets them closer to what it is that they want, right? Because on a fundamental basis, the biggest reason why people want to lose weight is what you it's more social credit, right? It's an increase in status, increase in mating opportunities. All of these are like subconscious reasonings. Most people are not even conscious of it. But those are things that you can leverage and pull, and like um, play on their subconscious in order to sell the appointment. And once you have them on an appointment, the hard lifting is already done. Because then once you have an appointment, all the rest that's left is just for you to attend the appointment. Yeah, attend appointment, attend the appointment, and just have a genuine conversation. Because at this point, if you're an online coach, at least if you're watching this, I hope you know what you're talking about. I hope that you actually understand how to get them to the dream state. You understand how to get them through it. Most likely, you've been through that transformation yourself, and having gone through it and actually understanding their state, you don't need to fake. You don't need to use some weird sales skills. You're the coach. You're the expert. You already understand what needs to be done. All that needs to be done at this point when you're in the appointment is just have a genuine conversation. Have a genuinely explain in what ways you can actually help them achieve their dream result. And then that is essentially where they either become a client or not, right? You're not going to be able to close everyone. Like, it's either they become a client, or let me just bring another one, or not. Even though don't become a client, it's easy. You just leave the conversation in a positive note, because it doesn't mean that they say no. Now there's going to be a no forever, right? They might say no. You ensure that you leave it on a positive note, that they like you in a way, because you were still genuinely able to give them help, give them advice on going through the transformation you already know how to get people through. And then what's going to happen is you're just all going to get back into your social media content, and you're going to be able to still generate the attention. And you never know, in a month, 2 months, 6 months, maybe in a year or a couple of years plus, they might reach out again and be like, oh, we had this conversation. He genuinely tried to help me. Now I'm really wanted to take this seriously. Maybe something happened in his life, maybe some embarrassment, and he's like, okay, now I really need to lose the weight. Now I really need to change my life. Now I really need to get the results. And this is the guy that I trust, because times I was low, he tried to help me. And then they reach out and they might just become a client, offer themselves. And then at that point, you already know what to do. You just get them through your process. You get them through your process. Full, uh, fulfillment. You get them through your process, and then just, yeah, help them attain and achieve the transformation you already know how to get them through, and generate them results. So it really doesn't have to be as hard as it needs to be. A lot of people overcomplicate this because it's in the online space, right? Because before, it's mainly through cold calling, cold emailing, how people used to like use these sales processes, but now with the whole online space, it's a lot more easier, a lot more simple. The main premise is just your ability to communicate. It's just communication. Once you're able to generate attention, which is a lot easier nowadays, right? If you're just able to generate some create some content, you're pretty much guaranteed to get their attention, right? Whether they view, whether they follow, whether they get some likes, it doesn't have to be most. You don't have to go viral in order for this to work. I mean, going viral is going to help, of course, because then you have more attention, you have more people that you can start a conversation with. But if you're getting some type of attention, some likes, some followers, coming into your funnel, whether it's 10, 15, 20. It's very simple. So you start the conversation. You start the conversation. Let me give it a nice color. All right. You start a conversation. You qualify them for their pain points, understanding what it is that they actually want to achieve, what it is that they're actually struggling with. You pitch the appointment, attend the appointment, have a genuine conversation, and see if you can actually generate them their results and get them to, you know, achieve the reality. Because at the end of the day, doing this is a beautiful thing. You're actually helping people out. You're actually helping people achieve their dream state, achieve their dream life in a way. So yeah, just wanted to make this video, just sharing the more fundamental principles, thought patterns that we use within Pipeline to help online coaching businesses acquire more clients, leveraging the sales funnel pretty much. So if you're in need of help in any way, wanting to book more appointments, sign more clients, essentially turning your followers into actual clients, make sure to reach out. You can DM on Instagram, or you can just apply with the website in the description. You can find it somewhere, just pipelinebusiness.com. You click on it, you fill the form, you can apply to work with us, and then we can reach out and see, like, genuinely, just very simple. It's very similar to this process. We're just going to attend a conversation, appointment, seeing what ways we can help. If there's a way for us to help, we continue. If not, no problem. So yeah. So I hope to speak to you, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.